Stop that offense?
I don't know who's going to stop that offense. Chiefs were lights out in this one, absolutely blowing out the Bengals in a preseason game.
Crazy.
I don't know, Kay. It looks like they're pretty good. Here we go again.
They are pretty great. And you have talked about Patrick Mahomes for over a year now at this point, going into year 2 of him being a full-time starter. I want to know how we're going to measure success with Mahomes, a guy who was a couple of plays away from the Super Bowl and had the statistics. So I don't think you can necessarily measure it in statistics. Is it how far he goes? Is it wins or losses? What is his success dependent on, Kyle?
I mean, we don't need much more from Mahomes. We need D Ford to not line up off sides. You know, we need a couple defensive plays. I've said this all offseason. Can you give me a decent defense? I don't need the 2001 Ravens. Just give me a few stops here and there. The new pass rusher, new safety. For Mahomes, just be you, baby. Just do what you do. You got speed. You got the arm. Do everything you do. For his success, Kay, we see some defensive stops. Just a couple. That's all I'm asking for, not too much.
So there's nothing that Mahomes has to work on at all? Decision-making?
Sure. A little bit. I mean, he made some mistakes last year. It was a Rembrandt other way. Look, against the Rams, they lost that game. He threw a couple interceptions. They had a couple defensive touchdowns. That's fine. But as far as, I keep saying this, he's a baby. He's not even crawling yet. He's just going to get better.
They had a few big games in prime time that they lost.
Yeah.
The Rams game on a Monday night in L.A., they put up 51 points, but they lost. The Patriots on a Sunday night game, they came back with an 82-yard pass to Tyreek Hill to tie the game, but then the Patriots came down and got the win. And then, of course, in the AFC Championship game, the Patriots got the better of them. So, to me, what can you improve upon? Closing the door. And a lot of those losses weren't his fault, but can you close the door on these wins where even if the defense lets up a big score, you're going to have the answer. You're going to be able to do it and put the team to rest. I look at Mahomes this way, and I've said this all summer, and I'll say it again. They didn't lose any offensive coaches. Like, usually when a team has such success that the Chiefs had, where they led the league in scoring, you lose your offensive coordinator, you lose your quarterback coach. You get fleeced by everyone else, but Eric Bieniemy's back, Andy Reid's back, Mike Kafka, the quarterback's coach, is back, and they added Mecole Hardman. Stay healthy, keep on doing it. This is a kid who's got his head on his shoulders, and just close the door on those big wins, and I think the sky's the limit. I don't think it's a shock if a lot of people pick them to win the Super Bowl this year, especially if their defense improves.
This is going to sound like a direct contradiction of how I feel about Pat Mahomes, because I love the arm strength, I love the talent, I love those deep shots. But speaking of those deep shots, when you look at the higher percentage of his interceptions, it came on those big plays, those explosive plays, those attempts, because young quarterbacks with strong arms, they drop back and they have speedsters like Tyreek Hill and, of course, now Mecole Hardman, and they know that they can throw it farther than anybody, and they just take that chance. But what happens is that ball is up in the air so long that safeties and cornerbacks also have a chance of getting interceptions. So if you take his interceptions and you look at when they actually came in the game, it's on those deep shots. So if I can pick at anything, and of course this is being very nitpicky, it's having the discernment on when to unleash that cannon. Just dropping back and saying, is this going to be too much of a risk and put my team in a position where the defense is going to have to be back on the field? Or is this a shot where I know I can get it to the speedster? So for me, bless you, Strix. For me, I'm going to say, yeah, just have a little bit more discernment on those deep shots.
I don't think anybody's ever sneezed on her at the table before, have
It's incredible. Most of us can.
I think he was just allergic to me talking too long.
No, he's breaking in a
Just tell me to shut up.
I hit a 90-second limit, and I sneezed.
Close the door. You're saying stay who you are. You're saying a little bit of be more decisive about your big arm. But I feel like the pressure is on this team on both sides of the ball, right? This is a window. They're going to have to pay Mahomes eventually, right? What is it, 1 year, 2 years still to get there?
$200 million contract.
You might say really the pressure or the interesting part of the team, that really the part that has to step up, it's got to be Tyrann Mathieu. It's got to be Frank Clark. Like, those are guys that are going to have to bring along the defense, right?
100%. And I look back in history, in the early part of Peyton Manning's career, it was up and down the field, and they get to the playoffs and they had no D. And it was like they finally got Dwight Freeney and like he came upon, and it was like, now we can stop some people. And we got Bob Sanders. And we have, like, that's what the Chiefs are hoping, because I don't think Mahomes can close the door. Like, he can't, it's not basketball. He can't D somebody up. It's him standing on the sideline as the offense goes down after he put up 50. They need those defensive guys to do it.
Beat the Patriots, too, right? Like, the Patriots beat him twice last year. Brady's 2-0 against Mahomes. And if you're going to be the class of the league, it's all great to score a lot of points. Go beat the Patriots.
Close the door. Back pages today. No Daniel Jones.
A lot of Mets.
No, we'll have Daniel Jones this week as